So yeah, now I am on, just resizing the screen so that I can see both the comments and the actual coloring. So it's hissing and hissing and hissing and hissing, but I'm on here, and it took me a little while to get here. I don't think it took as long as I thought it would take, but I'm on here and I'm ready to rock and roll. I don't know why it's blinking. Is it blinking for you guys? The live video. It seems like, is it? Because it's only really blinking for me on the. It is blinking for me on the Patreon, but it's not blinking over on the Google Hangout where I'm actually watching it. Strange. Anyways, let me know if it's blinking. So this is where I'm gonna start. I don't know how many of us are gonna be here. I was actually thinking that I was gonna change out this one for this one because it more kind of could go for an orangey one. And I'm gonna take each step very slow to begin with. So there's like 2, 4, 6, 8. So it sort of goes in eights. And I think I'm gonna start with this one. It is gonna go in here. This is the pastel one, the pastel sequence. Hi, Carol. Carol, nice to see you. So now we got 2 of you guys in. So I'm starting in the middle. Then I'm kind of ignoring the next circle. I'm going to the second one here. And then I'm taking this one. Yeah, that's the first one. So let's see, we're just gonna move the second sequence of pencils over here so that, you know, I don't mess them up. Maybe I should just move them around like this so that I have it up here. This is the full color one that I have up here, and this is the one that I'm using first. So next is gonna be like my pastel-y, my pastel orange, my exchange for a pastel orange. I'm gonna place this one here, but I'm also, in order to continue that sequence, gonna place it over my first yellow. Yeah, and then I'm gonna close that one down, and I'm gonna go for the one that I'm using in change of the red, and I'm gonna place that on the next one here. Then I'm gonna place it on the next one over the orange one, and over the first orange that was over the yellow one. This is how we build the sequence faster, by sort of letting it go the other way and going outwards. And then I'm going to take the one that's replacing the pink. This is a soft pale pink. And I'm going to like start with taking it here on the first one. Then I'm going to put it here on top of the one that was supposed to be the red one. And the same on the one where we started with the orangey one. And the same here. It's gonna go quite differently because we're gonna go, this one is for the next one. This is going for the other sequence, and this one is going for this one. So here I'm gonna take it up to this round one, if you understand what I mean. So this is gonna go in this one here. And this is just figuring out what belongs to which one of the parts, because there are 8 around. There's 8 of these, but there's also 8 of these. And these ones are going to be the pastel ones, and these ones are going to be the full color ones. So we're actually going for the 2 spirals, but we're going to go really slow, and we're going to finish one spiral first, because I'm thinking that that will be easier to follow how the sequence goes, if you catch my drift. So this is sort of how this one is developing. And this was our starting point, where we started with the yellow, orange, red, pink. And here we got orange, red, pink. And here we got red, pink. And here we got the pink. Oh, to the gas station. That sounds good. That sounds good, Carol. Hi, Heather. Awesome. Well, it's great to see you guys here. And I'm just going to go really, really slow on this one, to understand the spiral, in where I don't just do one part at a time, where I sort of work it backwards to do it a little bit more efficiently. But I'm going to do it really slow, and I'm going to finish the whole pastel section before I even start on the full color one, if that makes sense. So now I'm starting on a whole new one here. Yeah. Then I'm gonna go on the one that was next to the pink one. And then of course this one was the one that started with the red, but I'm going on top of the pink one. So you can see it develops out from there. And then we have our next full circle here. This little, well, it's another circle. It's sort of more like maybe a drop or something. But I'm going with the purple. We only have 8 colors in this sequence, so it's not that many. Like, you know, yesterday I was doing 16 times 2, and I was doing them like just a full round of colors and then doing the next one, and it's pretty confusing. Now I'm just gonna do all the pastels until the pastel spiral is full. And then of course now we got this one going, so we're gonna start inside of this one. Here is the inside. And then I feel that this part belongs with this section, whereas this part I feel belongs with the other section. So I'm gonna go here, and I'll just hold it up towards the camera so you can see a little bit better. So now I've done the purple. I'm just gonna show you. You can see, I think only Heather said hi so far. So I'm only seeing you, Carol. I can see we have 4 viewers, but only you and Heather actually commented on Patreon. That's the only comments that I see so far. You can't see any of them. Maybe I should give you the link to the Google Hangouts, because there we can all see the group chat, if you can manage to get there. I'm just going to get the link, because there's a group chat where we can all... Hi, Julie. Because if we're all on the Google Hangouts, I think we can all see each other. Or otherwise, you know, it might be, because I can see all of your comments, Now I see Carol, Heather, and Julian, and I see your comments on the Patreon. But it would be nice if we can all see them. So you see here, I'm holding it up. Uh, so if you look here, I started with the yellow, then it's the orange, then it's the red, then it's the pink, and I got the purple here, and here, and here. And here is the orange, red, pink, purple. And here's the red, pink, purple. Here's the pink, purple, and here's the purple. So that's sort of like how it's sort of spiraling out. So next one is going to be the pale pastel blue. And that's going to go in this empty spot after the purple. Then on top of the purple, we put the blue. And up top here, of the purple here, we put the blue. It's sort of a continuous thing. And then we are already on to the next one where it's going to be the full on of here that gets the blue. So these are pastel colors. This is the first time I ever chose colors that are pastel for a rainbow. So I'm hoping that I didn't do too bad with it. And they're okay, the colors I chose. It was pretty hard for me, actually. And Victoria was helping. So now here, there's the purple. So I go in the bottom, like I did with the purple and the pink. And I go up here to continue the flow. So this is, it's sort of like you have to concentrate a bit at first. And then here's the pink where I put the purple, those two spaces where I just put this. So then I just continue on top of the purple again. And on top of the purple here. Yeah, I had trouble with the red too. I just chose a more strong pink for the red. Like a coral. I think it's called, the one I chose is called coral pink. And the one I have for the pink is called pale pink. Because I wanted to be a distinction. And this one I chose because it was more like orange and it's called rose beige. It was really hard to choose the pastel colors. First of all, because I never really work in pastel. And second of all, because it's just hard to match reds and oranges. And, you know, you can get like a pastel yellow, pastel green, pastel blue, pastel pink. But, you know, orange and red, you can also get pastel purple, but orange and red is more difficult. So with the orange, I was thinking salmon. And I tried salmon, but it was too close to the pink. So this rose beige was the one I found closest to match. Let's see here with the paper I was trying out on. I was trying out on this paper to see the colors. And I didn't want the pinks to be too close either. So yeah. I didn't think it was going to be that big a challenge, but it actually was. So with the red, choose something that is what was it? The coral. Something with the coral, because you can have coral red that is a little bit more like pink. And then you can see, well, now I have this is called turquoise green light. And I chose this because it was distinctive from the pale blue, because the Turkish, the turquoise was too close to the blue one. So, and then I have it on the section here where it's alone, and on top of the light blue, And then of course this one started with the light purple, then it's blue, and then on top of that I'll have this turquoise, and here it will get its own circle. There's actually going to be, I mean, it's going to be, there's not that many sections because there's only 8. So it's developing. Um, so yeah, it will be interesting to see the end result, if it's more distinctive, the two different sections, than on the other one. On the other one, it wasn't that distinct. So here I have to continue and make the first one, and then the first one here, and of course on the other side too. And we move on here, where we continue on top of the blue, of course. This is the one that actually started with the orange. So we're up here on that. And on the other side. And now we are on the beginning, the starting point, where we have the yellow, the orange, the red, the pink, the purple, the blue, and now the turquoise. Well, it's called mint green, but for me, it's called turquoise, and this it's going in for the turquoise. Let's just be honest, it's going in for the turquoise. So that's that. And now we're going on to the pale green, the pastel pale green. So I'm hoping that this is working for you guys, that you can, I will keep on repeating and sort of saying what I'm going through. So I'm going to go with this is the last color of the sequence. It's color number 8. So we got that. Here is the green, yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, and turquoise. So this is our little sequence, a little flower in here. Just going to bring it up so you can see your little flower. And then, of course, that flower on the outside will be the one that we will use for the strong colors over here. And they will be the ones that will be filling these sections in between. So now we got that green here. Then we have to put him on top here of the turquoisey one. And this one was the one that started with light blue, turquoise, and then we put the green one on top of the turquoise. So we're already getting quite some leeway with our little thing here. And now he gets his own round because this is on top of the turquoise. So one is like with purple, blue, turquoise, and now the green going all the way around here. So this is actually developing. It's nice that we have this rounded thing because it will sort of define it a little bit more. Because each of these 8 sections will of course have the same colors but not in the same sequence, so each will have their own character, which will also happen with the next parts. So yeah, that's how I work in this way. And I will then continue. Here I have the drop that is turquoise, and I take the first part down here, of course, and then I take the part out here, and on the other side the same, and then I go on, and then of course it's on top of the turquoise again. But this is a section where we actually started with the one that it was a reddish one, the one that was a replacement for red, but we're always going on top of the last color, which in this instance, the one before the green, was the turquoise. And we're doing the same over here. This is the one that started with our pastel orange. And this is the one that started with our yellow. So we're going on top of the turquoise. And here you can actually go either way. Now, since we've been going one way the whole time, I will continue to go that way as not to be more confusing. I will not start backtracking. So here we go. Now we got oh, so we had our yellow there, then we have our green there. On top of our green, we're gonna put the yellow because that's the next color. And this was our starting point. So we have a yellow here on top of that green that started with the turquoise. And then we're already on here with our next round droplet that is going to be yellow after the green. So yeah, it's developing. So we'll have a whole round, but I'll continue with the pastel spiral until that one is totally done, and then we'll continue with the full color spiral so that it will be a little bit more obvious what I'm doing. And then we're here on the green one where we added here and here. So, and now we're on with the one that started with the pink, purple, blue, turquoise, and then green. And then we add on our yellow on both sides here and inside here on top of the green. And now we are on to the next one. We started with a red, pink, purple, blue, turquoise, green. And on top of the green, we add the yellow. I'm just trying to go through it really slow, and I hope, if you have any questions, just ask. Yes, it's a picture of me with the pink hair. And actually, that pink hair just fitted with when I published the Twister 2. 1 second, I'm going to show you. It was absolutely perfect. It wasn't supposed to be pink. It was supposed to be magenta. But on the same day that I did this hair, I had also published a book. I actually had published this one. And as you can see, that's a totally pink cover. Totally pink. So it actually fit with the book that I published with the cover, but it wasn't intended. So yeah, it wasn't intended. So kind of funny. Can you guys see each other's comments now, or do you have to like refresh all the time? Because I see the comments when they're coming in. So we're now here where it starts with orange, red, pink, purple, blue, turquoise, green. And on top of the green goes the yellow. And that also goes for these sides. And we're on to the last one here, where it started with the yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, turquoise, green, and on top of the green goes the yellow. And that goes out here too. So yeah, that's sort of the system. So now that we've been through that. Then we're going on for the orange. So it's sort of, is it making sense? I hope it's making sense. Oh, that must have been, let me see, that must have been in 2015, I think. I'll just check when this one was published. Um, yeah, 2015. And then after that, because it became like sort of a boring pale pink, it wasn't a good color. I mean, it looked really good on the picture, but in a real life, it looked like a faded pink. Not the kind of pink I wanted. I wanted a magenta. I wanted like a hot and spicy color. So it didn't look good at all. So I changed it to red. I covered it and then I had it red, like this red, like really, really red, like Ariel in the Disney thing. And that I just dropped. When did I stop coloring? I probably stopped coloring last year, about, yeah, in 17, about maybe February, March. I stopped coloring it red. I have some pictures also where it's red. It was really beautiful and I loved it. But to buy the color that I used is called like mm, Arctic Fox. It's American and it's sort of a vegan one. It's not tested on animals and it's really good for the hair. It's like putting a treatment in the hair. So after you color it, it's just like thick and wonderful to touch the hair. And it smells so good. It doesn't have any of that when you dye your hair smelling like ew. It's just really wonderful product. And it's not that expensive, um, but the shipping and the import tax makes it expensive for me. So I had to stop coloring it because I just couldn't afford to keep buying it. Um, so now I have like parts of the hair. I mean, it's growing out in my natural color, which is blonde. But now I've actually become a little bit older. It's not as blonde as it used to be. Um, it's a bit gray in the growing out, a bit darker. So I've been coloring the bottom, bottom of the hair. The roots, I've been coloring them or like making them blonde like they used to be. But then in the long, there's still like remnants of a red that is sort of orangey. The problem with the coloring is I had to sort of redo it every 3 weeks in order to keep it looking vibrant and good. And yeah, it just got too expensive. There was no reason for me to spend that kind of money on my hair, so I had to stop. Even though that I was enjoying it because I was smiling every time I passed the mirror. I really loved that red hair. It was really lovely. But yeah, I stopped, and now it's just back to. It's not back to normal because it's hard to get that kind of color out of the blonde hair. Even that it's something that's supposed to go out, it doesn't go out if you have blonde hair. Um, it takes a long time and wear and tear, but it just doesn't stay that red. It becomes faded. So I'm just doing it on top of all the yellow. I'm doing this one that I use as the equivalent of orange. I mean, you have to be a little bit inventive in which pastels you use to replace the normal strong colors. Uh, and yeah, it's just because, I've always had blonde hair my whole life. I've had long blonde hair, and everybody loves my long blonde hair. And I was sick of it. And I didn't want to cut it. And I did always want to go like black hair. But I know that I'm too pale. Maybe for black hair, I would look a little bit strange, like a ghost. But at some point, I'm gonna color it black, anyways, because I want to do that. It's someday. Um, but it was a relief when I colored it because I just felt happy about it. You know, it just made me happy. I mean, there's a lot of people who said, "Oh, how could you do that? You have so beautiful blonde hair and da 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 da. How can you do that?" And I was like, "Well, you know, it makes me smile." And to be quite honest, if I could make my hair the color of the rainbow, I mean, it takes a lot of effort to color a hair that's as long as mine. Um, so not really doable to do a rainbow in it. I mean, I have enough problem just coloring it one color. So let alone do a rainbow. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. So it's only pink for a month or two. Oh, oh yeah, and yeah, it's not gonna come up on Facebook with this one because this is over YouTube. Now, none of you guys had problems with the showing, so we don't know if the quality is better. Let's see, it's going like really. And now this one is gonna. This is where we started green, yellow, orange, and now the equivalent of the red is gonna go up here. So I'm just gonna do the whole pastel part. I've said that a few times. The whole pastel part, so that hopefully you understand how it works. That you just keep coloring on top of the color you had before in each section, moving it around, and hopefully we'll see big distinction once we've done the pastel one. We will do the full color one, and then we can see the difference. So here I'm coloring inside and outside, where I have the where my distinction of where those two parts split. Um, and then that's of course after the orange. And now we have this one where we started with the blue, turquoise, green, yellow, orange. So then on top of the orange, we go with the one we are calling our red. Because it's not a real red. It's not, you know, because this is the pastel ones. So I just took the ones that come closest to having the same effect. And here, this one started with a purple, blue, turquoise, green, yellow, orange. And then on top of the orange, we put the red. And that's how we go around all the time until we make a full round of that color. And the same here, on top of the orange, we go red. And the same here, this one has started with the red, pink, purple, blue, turquoise, green, yellow, orange, and now the red. So this is sort of like, yeah. I mean, it's a concentration thing at first, but once you got the hang of it, then you know you got it down, and it will just go in the natural spiral for you, and it will create a very very beautiful effect. Yeah, I've seen those videos, and I love it. But you have to go to a salon, and you have to go to a salon often to maintain it, and that is not an option. So I've sort of let my hair go now. Now all I really want to do is just to have it cut like maybe 10 centimeters or something like that, a couple of inches maybe, because it because it becomes too dreadlocks, because I have this wavy mermaidy hair. It's really annoying. Um, so it has a tendency to tangle up and become dreads. And yeah, I really want to have it cut, but I don't want to go to hairdressers because it costs a fortune. And then Joseph suggested that I go to one of the African hairdressers because it might be cheaper. So now we've done full circle. We are back here where the red one was. So then it goes down and we take the pink. And this is where we were on the red, where it started with the green, yellow, orange, red. So then we do the pink in here and the pink on these two sides. We're doing the same system all the way around, when we're just switching colors after which color is the one that is the last used. I hope it makes sense. And the next one, of course, now we have the red here, so we can see it here. And we go on top of the red with the pink. And that is how we're working our way out all the way around. On top of the red with the pink. And the same in here. And over here, top of the red with the pink. I'm hoping that the spiral is starting to make sense. I think once that the whole spiral is done, it will make more sense with seeing it. But it's always on top of the last color on each section. So there you go with the pink. And then they will just develop step by step. And of course, the one that we started with will always finish first. And in that way, you know, it'll just get closer and closer to the finishing point on each section. So on top of the red. Of course, I had to start with I should have started with the full color, which you see better. But I had to start with the pastels because I never tried the pastels before. And it is kind of a new thing for me to do something that's pastel colored. So yeah, on top of the red goes the pink. And this was the last one where there was on top of the red. Because now you can see here's the pink. So on top of the pink goes the purple. So we are through again another round. And I don't know if I have to hold it up a little bit. It will be really pretty. And once, you know, the spiral of the pale colors of the pastels is finished, then we'll do the full color on these sections in between, so that we'll get both of them. But it's actually looking very pretty indeed. I never tried coloring pastels like this before, so that's a new one for me. But I just thought that we would be able to see the sections better, so that the purple is going on top of the pale pink ones all the way around on each and every section. I think it will create a very beautiful effect. And once you have the drift of how it goes, then it's not that hard, but you have to do it a few times. And in the beginning, you might have to concentrate a bit, but once you have it, then it's a routine. I always have it difficult with the first couple of rounds where I don't really have a lot of colors on. I get more confused there once I have it a little bit more. Trick is also not to have colors that are too similar. so you can easily tell them apart. That will make it less confusing. Uh, so that's why I had a big problem choosing which colors to actually use. Blue pad. I buy mine in a local art store. I think they're from originally from Germany. You can probably see now. You can probably just. I don't know if you can get them on Amazon. I haven't tried. Um, and the blue pad I use for drawing. I don't use it for printing on. I use it for drawing. Um, for my drawings. So I always use blue pad because it's affordable and it's a very good quality. And yeah, mainly it's affordable. It's I'll just see if I can find one. I have to remember where I was here. Let's see if I can find one here. I must have one. I have a little one here. I have a little one. It's a little one that I use for little ones. It's quite stiff, not like cardstock. But it's very very smooth surface, so it doesn't eat ink. And I paid 25 kroners for this. Is an A5, so that's like a half of the US letter size. See, converter. I'll just see. Danish 25. Yeah, I pay $3.77 for this one. Is half of a US letter size, and it's got 40 sheets in it, and it's 170 grams, and it's got no acid. It's acid free, but the surface is really smooth, so it's very nice to flow when you're having a drawing. It has a smooth surface. There's no texture. It's kind of fat, but it doesn't eat ink. So I like the blue pads. They're my favorites. Yeah, we all have our little favorites, and the reason why it became my favorite is because it was affordable. Um, but I have no idea if you can find it on Amazon. I never looked because I always buy it in an art shop. I did try to find it wholesale, but the amount that you have to buy, it was too much. Because I like it. Also, it has all the sizes. But this one is an A2. That's a double of A3. I love that big size. That's the biggest that they have, though. So here now we are onto this one. So it's going really well, I think. So I should have been thinking when I was on this one. I might just. I think I'm gonna backtrack on that. 1 second. Just gonna go with the pink, where I had the pink here. This is the last one where I colored the most. Where I had this one. I want to continue him up here because that is more natural. So he's continued there. If you can see what I mean. I continue that pink there. And then I'll go with the purple, because now I can continue my purple here on this one. That's why I find out that I hadn't done it on that one. So now I'm here where I have to continue with the purple on the last one, and then I'm going to take it here on the top. But I'm also going to take it on the sides because it makes sense here to have it next to the pink one. you can see what I mean. So and then of course on these two up here, I needed to so I need it here and I need it here. And as you can see, this one is the one that is the most developed. And now we're here on the one that is the least developed. That's the one next to it. So this is where we change the color. And the next color is the blue one. So you can see it's taking shape slowly but surely, but it is spiraling out. And you could do it the other way around as well, as it doesn't matter. But now I'm just doing it one way in order not to start to confuse the concept. So here, well, of course, this is the one that started with the green, yellow, orange, red, pink, purple. Then I put the blue on top. And then I will work my way around, putting the blue on top of all the purple we just put on each section. I think we'll have a beautiful result, a very beautiful result. I'm almost getting like, oh, I like the pastels. Um, so each section, you put it on top of the last one that was the purple, and just work your way around it to fill it out in a pastel rainbow. Until you reach the last one that is full, where you fill that and then change the color. So now you see, now I'm here where I have to continue him up. And actually it's fitting really nicely with the fact that where I have to continue him up is actually also where he's got the whole drop color. So that's a little bonus thing that you couldn't know beforehand, that is just how it worked out in the number section, which is lucky because it's a nice effect. And then of course you got this one where you continue on top of the two purples here. And then you continue on top of the purple here. But also inside the purple here. So that all the time after the purple comes the next color. And that will of course be the same in the next one. Just a level deeper. So that means we're just getting closer. So that's on top of the purple. On top of the purple. And here inside the purple section. So yeah, you can see that it's developing. And this is the one with the most colors on so far. So that means that now we are switching the color again, as you can see. So we're going to the turquoise for the next round. Easterish. So we're going on top of the blue one with the turquoise. So I don't know if I have to keep on repeating or if you sort of get what it's going, how it's going around. Let me know. Uh, you just go on top of that blue all the way around with the turquoise in each section, and you're just making a little bit of progress every time. But because you're using the same color, not changing color constantly, then you're actually going a slight bit faster than what you would be doing if you were just making one color at a time. One little tiny one at a time. So in this way, where you're spiraling out, you could also spiral in. Then you're just making it a slight bit more efficient. Now you got this one where you will have to continue him up. You can actually already see that because it's a turquoise all around, and that will fit for all sections because of the sequence. So, and then on the next one, of course, you just continue. On top of the blue, you got the turquoise, and the same one down here, and up there as well. Here. I wish I had like a camera function where I could like zoom. You know, if I could like zoom in, so you could see the little sections, because we could use that right now. And the next one, you go on top of the blue with your turquoise. Top of the blue with the turquoise. And on top of the blue with the turquoise. And then you go inside here with the turquoise. And this is the one that is the most full. You go on top of the blue with the turquoise. This was our starting point. This was the one that started in here with the yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, turquoise, green, yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, and now turquoise. So we're actually wrapping it up inside on the top here. We still have something left here on the sides and the inside sides. So we're getting closer. I'll just hold it up. Now it's time to change color again because we made a full round. And as you can see, this one is getting very full opposed to this one that is the starting point now. So we got the green, the pale green. So I'm hoping that it is somewhat, I don't know if it's easy to follow, but I'm hoping that I'm going slow enough. So now on this one that wasn't so full, right next to it, then we go with the green here. And we just fill that over the turquoise on each section. Oops, gotta fill it proper. And it's the same the whole way around. But each place we're actually going one spot further up. So it's still doing the spiral thing that we want. So I think that I think it's going to be a beautiful effect. We'll see the full flow once it's done, at least. but I think you guys will like it. I already like it. So this is the one that will go up and be that defining moment for this inner drop, where it's got this character of the green now. And then the next one, on top of the turquoise, we have the green. And then on top of the turquoise, the green. Same down here. And then on the inside. So this is it's a very simple way to make a very profound effect. That people will look at and they will like it, but when they try to mimic it, they won't be exactly sure of how to do it, I think, because it gets confusing in the beginning. But once you got it once, then you got it. So we're going on top of the turquoise. I used to do this with my own big mandalas when I colored them, but really big ones. I do it with the weirdy dalas a lot, but I never did double spirals before. That's a new thing that I did yesterday, first time, and now I'm just gonna do them. Try to do one where it's more distinctive that it's a double by trying to do the pastel and then the more full colors on the next sections, so that it will be more different. There will be more difference between them. I hope. I mean, there's no guarantees. It might look like crap when I'm finished, but we're trying. At least right now, it's looking pretty good. So this is the last one before we change color again. And you see, we are actually getting close to having finished off that whole section. So yeah, you can see that this is the full one, and the next one here is the one we're gonna fill. And you're actually seeing it the opposite. When I look at the screen, it's opposite of what I have. It's like the other way around. So in here, I have the last one is the green. So I'm gonna color on top of the green with my yellow. And then I'm gonna do up here. I'm gonna do it up here. And then we turn around. And he's like jumped in because now I need to turn on the cigarette. The frog is there, the frog is there, the frog is there. So yeah, it's a weird little frog. I just think he's so pretty. It's like sort of a pin thing that you have to put on something. I don't like that. I never wear something like that. But I love the frog. I mean, he's just a beautiful little creature, and he's shimmery and shiny and glittering, and it's a beautiful little froggy. Beautiful little froggy. I'm very happy with it. It was a good buy. Some little things are just fun. And sometimes you just need something to make you smile. We all need something to make us smile. And I smiled because of funny rings or little frogs, or it makes me smile. And then I can play with them while I'm making videos. I can make them jump around, and that is fun. So yeah, now we got that yellow in here, here, and here. And we're just coloring on top of the green with our yellow. And slowly but surely, here we can see, because we now know that when we got that ring, the droplet, then it will develop further. So this is where this one will continue up. Because that's what we did on all the other sections with the other colors. And each one will have its own personality because you got yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, turquoise, green. So they're all like having a little interaction there. And we are continuing here on top of the green. On top of the green. And now we're going inside of the green. So it's developing quite rapidly. It's not being, you can see that there is something happening. I hope. I hope so. Uh, Vote on the one we think should go on the cover. They will all go on the cover, all 10. One will go on the front, and the rest will go on the back as little ones. So, but that's a great idea. That could be fun if you guys vote on which one goes on the front. I think that's a great idea. So we could do that. We could make a vote for which one goes on the front, because the other 9 will go on the back. I can show you. 1 second. I'll get it, and then I'll show you how it's built up on the first one. Um, show you on the first. This is a mandala one. I have one that is on the front, and then there's one on the back. Okay, yeah, right. I didn't do it to my own system. Oh, I forgot what I did. And this one is okay. I'll have to take my Weirdy Dollar too because I made 10 for each, and now I'm like thrown off by my own system. Here it is. This is the system. So obviously, I did not use the system on the first 2. Cool. I'm cool, ain't I? I forget that I don't really use the system on the first 2. So the system I'm going by, now you can see it on Weirdy Dollars too. I have 1 on the front, and then on the back, I have 9. Just to sort of like give people a better picture of what's inside. So this is what I'm going for with the Mandala 2. Obviously, I did not think about it with the Mandala 1 or Weirdy Dollar 1. So I'm coloring 10, and one of them will be chosen to go on the front, and the other 9 will go on the back. So I'll see you later, and this is going to take a little bit of time. So yeah, that's sort of the idea of how it's going to go down. You can see this one is funny. This one is so funny. Yeah, I love those. But that's kind of the idea. But I like the idea of voting for which one goes on the front. So I'll just see you in a while, and you'll probably make it back because this is going to take some time. So yeah, that's the idea. But making a vote would be fun, I think. To vote for which one goes on the front, as the others will then go on the back. So we just continue here. That could be cool. I like that idea. I have a veto, of course. I have the right to veto it. But I'm quite sure that you guys will choose the one that's better. So, yeah, that would be fun. We can do that. So now we're just continuing here. And all the time we're closing in. We're closing in and finishing one full one. This one will be the one, of course, we finish first because that was the one that started with the yellow. It's not going to finish with the yellow, but it's pretty close. It will finish with the orange. I can see now. I can see clearly now. There's a blue, blue sky. So yeah. So now we are on with our equivalent of orange. And you can see here that's going on there. But it will work all the way around, and then it will round this one off, and that will be finished. And that means that one by one we will be finishing these. So it is developing slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. But I'm also doing it a lot slower than I would normally do it. But it's more to make sure that you catch the routine of it, because it's not that easy to do to begin with. I mean, but once you get it, then there's no real problem in doing it. And then it just creates a beautiful effect, I think. Nice, very nice effect. It looks good because you can have so many sections that you like, and they will all be totally different. If you sort of count your sections and divide your pencils into colors and then color after that, then you can really pretty much mix it up as you want color wise. Now I'm doing my rainbows because I'm a rainbow marker girl. But you know, you could be doing this in tones of blue and tones of purple and tones of greens or whatever you want. It's really up to you. Once you got the whole system of the sequence, it doesn't really matter what you're putting in. I'm sick of the draft. The draft is just blowing all the smoke in my face. And you see, it's really looking lovely. So yeah, I'll turn off that cigarette so it doesn't blow all the smoke in my face constantly. It's okay to interrupt me. It's nice. Then we get around some different things and we see some other stuff. That's cool. It makes it all more fun. And I'm in no hurry. So I don't have a rush. So it's just nice to look at the different things. I mean, all I have to do after this is go to bed. I have to change the banners for tomorrow's Weary. And then I have to go to bed. Start the download of this one so that I can make a speed video and all that. Yeah, there's always a lot of practical, not a lot of practical stuff that I always have to do. And it usually takes longer than I anticipate. You know, often I think, oh, well, you know, I'll just finish off this and that when I finish, and then I'll go to bed, and then I end up sitting for 2-3 hours finishing this and that. Yeah, that's my typical thing. But it's good. So now this one is getting its absolutely last color. As you can see, it's only missing one in the tip and right here in the corners. So that one will be finished off. So now we'll just start closing in on it because this one is done. So now we're on to the red here. So then, you know, we'll be finishing that one. It will just go around and round. And that's the nice thing about that spiral. It's more fun than a lot of other things. I mean, I like that. And I do like interruptions too. So no worries about interrupting me. I like interruptions. So here we finally got to that defining point where he sort of gets completed inside. With this one going upwards. Yeah, and that's on top of the orange. And here on top of the orange. On top of the orange. Of course, this part up here is not on top of the orange because it's a continuation of this one that is on top of the orange. Just to sort of like point it out. And now we're here on top of the orange. On top of the orange. And we're going here on top of the orange. And now we're going to go inside. Inside with our red equivalent. So this is looking pretty good so far. And here I'm just going to start with the inside, I think. And it's of course on top of the orange. So this is going to be a double spiral one, but with a two distinctive set of colors. I hope they will be distinctive when we finish, so that you can clearly see the distinctions between them. And then I'm thinking, yeah, I'll probably start here and go that way around. Just to go the opposite way. I don't know why, but it's fun to be opposite. So we're closing this little muffin head. And out on the sides. It's actually really challenging for me to choose this pastel. It's a good thing I had Victoria help me, because it was it's a first. But I'm loving it. I'm thinking that it looks really, really lovely. So definitely we're gonna try to do some more stuff where we're using a pastel sequence just to mix it up. I do like strong and vivid colors always, but I do think that these pastels are strong and vivid as well. Just, you know, pastel-y. So I think that can definitely work also for weirdies. So, you know, we can switch it up a bit sometimes and do something a little bit different. So I also move out of my comfort zone and try something new. So you can see now we got these two sections finished off, and this is the starting point. So here is where we're going with the next color, that is the pink. It's the pinky, 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 pinky one. And we're going on top of the red. Oops, I forgot the red there, I think. No, I didn't. It's just me being silly me. I just almost like, oh, did I bloop? I didn't bloop. I was about to bloop if I had taken the red and put it there, because that would have been a bloopy. This is because red, you know, this is a coral pink that I used instead of the red. just to get that change between the colors. And then around we go. So this is a very much around and around and around and around. But the result in the end will be quite spectacular, I think. I mean, you could even continue the pastel section going the other way, like moving it here and then going that way around. That could be interesting also. But since now I made the plan that I was going to do the two different color sets, then I'm going to stick with my plan. So far. You know me, I usually make my decisions in the last minute. And this decision with the colors I made a couple of hours before. So it's not a last minute decision, is it? So it can be changed. So, but I do think that it will be nice to stick with, just for the purpose of seeing how it will work out, because I'm quite curious how it will work out. Even the combination, if it's going to be a total confusion, because I think the one yesterday was perfect. It was really pretty, but it was quite confusing. So here we got this, and the purples of yesterday kind of landed up in the same place. So now we got 3 absolutely finished with sections. So where we're starting here now is there, and you can see this is the pink that we just did, and there we're starting with the purple. So it's simple. It's just working it around in the same way all the time. So it's not very, yeah, it's not that. Of course, like working on 2 different ones will make it a little bit more challenging, but not too much, I think. But it will make an interesting effect, and that's what I'm going for. And just the fun of doing something different, and hopefully it will just be beautiful. It's fun to be able to do something beautiful and different and nice. So yeah, we're doing that. And I think that this, then I also get to use some of the colors that I rarely use. So that's another plus point of it. I'm getting to use more different colors. Maybe I should do a version in browns and grays and nudes. Some of the ones that I use very rarely. So that we also get to use those. So we take full advantage of all the ink I have. So here we go. And now we'll have finished off number 4 when we are finished with this little one out in the muffin top and in here and in here. Then we actually got 4 of them finished. And yeah, they look the same, but they're not the same. And then we're on to the next one. That will be the blue. So each time we're doing a round now, then we're actually, finishing a section. So we're working our way in. Which is good. Oh, I need a cigarette and a stretch. But I think it's looking very nice. And once it's all done, then we can see but they are distinct in the combination, and it is a spiral. I wish I could show you my biggie ones with the spirals, so you can see them on on Redbubble, but they're really huge, and they are stuck behind the sofa. I can't move the sofa, so I can't get the folder up with the huge things um, at the moment, because I need somebody to move the sofa, because I got the folder behind that with the big ones, but it will be hard to show here on the camera. It's more better to see on a distance or to see the scans. But there you don't get a real measure of how big they are, because they are big. They're very big. So I really want to do one on the, not on the wall. I want to have something on the wall that I can do it on. Where I have the camera standing on the tripod filming the progress. But you know, a piece like that will take time. It would be like several sessions of a couple of hours or something to do a really big one. I really want to do that. Like one that's 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter or something, like a really big one. That could be fun. I have one that's 50 by 50, like 0.5 meter by 0.5 meter, that I did the initial um, circle and sectioning of, but I didn't do any patterns inside it yet. Now I'm thinking to do that one live. So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished sections, and we're going down here to start. So we actually finished all these. So we have very few left. And the next color is the turquoise. And that is of course going here on top of the blue. So you can see now we are getting a lot closer to having finished all our pastel sections. It's looking pretty good. And each section has uh, its own personality due to the difference of the color sequence, which I think is pretty neat. And so we're finishing off yet another section here. So now it's going fast because there's so many sections finished off. So actually we're back to a starting point here already with the green. So we're having very little left because the next one will be finishing off. And then we'll actually be finishing off with the yellow, which is what we started with down here, but here's the green. So it's actually going full term on it. I like that. Actually pretty cool. And then the last color is going on already. So we finished the whole pastel section in a minor jiffy. So that is pretty cool. So you can see that these are changing. Anyways, we're finished with the pastel colors, and we're going to be moving on to the full colors. So we'll just be moving that section down here. But isn't that pretty? Now we got that full pastel. And you can see that each one is actually different by a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go here because as I said, here I want to start the yellow right here, and then I want it to work that way around. So maybe I should started here, here the yellow. But this is the strong colors now. So this is a different section. Now we got this spiral going. I mean, I could also work in the other one. I'm not. No, I think that it would be nice to have the two distinctions. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's nice to have the two just to see how it works together. Yeah, I think so. So I'm gonna go here with the yellow. It's gonna be the deep yellow. And now you can see how I start. That's the yellow. Now, and I only make that one with the yellow. Now I'm gonna go on the orange and I'm gonna surround the yellow. And I'm gonna continue it up here because they naturally meet there. So I'm actually already continuing this one up here. So it's actually getting its character very, very fast because it just fits in the way I see this one developing. And it actually even fits with continuing it up on this round because these are touching here. So for me, this is what makes sense to me. It may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So I'm just going to continue it. So this has an identity now. Even though that we started with the yellow, it's become the orange identity, which means if we think ahead, then this one will be the yellow identity, and this one will be the red identity. This one will be the green identity. This one will be the pink identity. This one will be the turquoise identity, and this one will be the purple. And this one will be the blue, as far as I calculated. So you can see now we did the yellow, we did orange around it, we did orange here and orange there. Now we have to put the orange in the next blank section. So that's it. We're moving on to the red. I hope you're following me or you're understanding. So red, yellow, orange, now we need the red. So I'm moving on. And oh, that's the wrong end of the cigar. So we're gonna go red here on top of the orange, red here on top of the orange. We actually have several sections here, so I'm gonna go red here on top of the orange, and I'm gonna go red here on the side of the orange. So you know I got my red going there. Then this one is the one that will have the red identity. So I'm gonna go red around here. And this is because these are going in those circles that they're actually being very accommodating towards my system in my little way of making it or seeing it. So this one is going to have its red identity early on as anti-red section. So she's going in here, full power, and she's going up here. But you can see that I'm always starting at the one that started with the yellow and working my way around it. So it's sort of developing from there, spiraling in, not out, spiraling in If I was going the other way around, I would be spiraling out. But it doesn't really matter if you go the one way or the other. So now that one has its identity, and then it's this one inside that we have to do next. So we got that red inside next. And then we are on to the pinky winky one. And then I'm just going to start over here so that I'm spiraling in instead of out. And then I'm going to go on top of the red here, on top of the red here. And this is the one with the orange identity, but the starting point was yellow. I'm going to do it on top of the red here. And on top of the red on both sides here. So we got that one going. This is actually going faster than I thought it would. Yeah, then you can also stop it, you know, like while you're doing it if you want. So now we're going on the one that started with the orange and red. So on top of the red, the first section here is going to be pinky. Then inside here on top of the red is going to be pinky. And up here inside is going to be pinky. It's also going to be pinky in that little space here outside. So we're going to sort of surround it. Then we got this one, and this one will have the pink identity, but it started with the red. It started with the red, but this is the one where the pink is going to go around up to the section, so it's going to be the pink identity one. Because I chose to do it like that. And you can choose to do it any way you like it. But I just chose to do this because I feel that these circles naturally intertwine, and I think it's nice that it gets sort of a color identity, like a dominant color that sort of circles it off, just to emphasize that this is that section. So that's how I work in my head. But you could do it a number of ways. You could just move your way up slowly. And then, of course, this one is going to be the one where the pink is inside here. And now we're actually done a complete round. So now we're going to start with the purple. We're going to go back to the starting point where we started with the yellow, orange, red, pink. Going to the purple. He will be 20. Oh my God, that's so cute. He probably thinks I'm crazy. He's thinking like, why? Oh, why? So we're going to go with the purple on top of the pink. And he's thinking, why does she keep saying colors? I can see the colors. I don't need to hear the colors. Can she do something else? Can she hiss? Can she purr? Is there anything else this woman can do than just sit and mention colors? Anyways, yeah. Goes on top of the pink. And then we just move on. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm thinking it's going really well. It's developing quite nicely. So we're going on top of the pink. I mean, that doesn't mean we're calling over the pink. We're calling in the section above the pink. My God, I mean, I was just thinking maybe it sounds like I want to color on top of the other color, but I'm not. You can see that. On top of the pink. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to find the right expression. So here we are also again going on top of the pink, on top of the pink, on top of the pink. It sounds funny. And we're going here inside here, yeah. And then we're going on these little side trips here. And this will be the purple identity one. So that is going outside of the pink that we made in here. And then it will have its little identity section. So the identity section will actually come before its starting point. Which you can turn around and say that it's its ending point. But that's pointless because it's just play with words. Which doesn't really always make sense. But you can see what's going on. And because these are stronger colors, it's probably easier to see it. I'm really hoping that this will work out well next to each other so that we can see a real distinction. I'm really hoping for that. But since I never tried to do this before, then it's a new thing for me too. And if I screw up, then I'll just have to do another one. So, but I'll put it up closer so you can see those distinctive sections. And then of course this one is where this one goes in the middle. And now we've finished the round of that one. So on to the blue. The blue I chose is called cerulean blue. And I will start at the starting point where we started with the yellow, the orange, the red, the pink, and the purple. So we're going to go on top of the purple with the blue, on top of the purple with the blue, on top of the purple with the blue, on top of the purple with the blue. Yeah, constant. This blue is really nice next to the orange also because they got like a really beautiful contrast between them. They have a very nice contrast. So yeah, then I'm going up here. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Ooh, it looks very pretty. I like it. I'm liking that strong. I mean, I can see it more clearly probably than you guys can. You can see like the really strong colors next to the pale ones. So I'm just going to continue. So we're going to go on top of the purple with the blue. And of course, we're just going to do that the whole way around. But of course, it's going to be a different place because they're all one apart in the placement. That is what creates our spiral. Our spiral effect. And here we're going to go on top of the purple, on top of the purple. And this one was very suited for this because there was only 8, about 2 times 8 sections. So it was just perfect to do this one with, where you have these sections in between. And then we go on top of the purple. So this is the first one here. Top of the purple. And it's the first one in here. Top of the purple. And on top of the purple here. We're going out here on these sides with it. And then it's got its It's got its identity here. Where we're going with the blue around. Because I said purple so many times, that was why I said shit. I thought I had the purple in my hand, but I have the blue. But I kept saying on top of the purple, on top of the purple. I kept repeating purple. So when I saw the purple there, I was like, what? I can do purple on that. But I'm with the blue. So yeah, it's sort of like a mind thing because I said purple so many times. I actually was starting to believe that I was sitting with the purple. Cool beans, Maria. That was daft. But now this one gets its blue identity. So now we got our blue section. Identity onto blue is here. So you know, it's actually moving quite rapidly, this one. Uh, Faster than I thought it would. And then we got this one where we are starting with the blue on the inside. And then that's it for the whole round. And we're going to go on to the turquoise, which in our case is a mint green that I deemed looked turquoise. Because I actually think that our blue looks turquoise, but I didn't know that it would look turquoise. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. Purple people eater. He likes to eat purple peoples. That's cool. I mean, everybody's got a taste. I prefer if they're blue, like little Smurfs. Smurfs? Can he eat Smurfs? I remember that my daughter, she used to be scared shitless of the cat in the Smurfs. Um, the I don't remember what the wizard thingy is called. Gargamel. Gargamel. Well, in Danish, he's called Gargamel. I don't know if he's called that in English. But she used to be really, really, really scared of him. Not of him, no, of his cat. When she was little, but she didn't want to watch the Smurfs because she thought it was scary. She thought the Smurfs was a scary movie because of that black cat that would eat the Smurfs. So yeah, here I am presenting. I am presented with my first issue, where I have to just backtrack on it. Um, Here I should have continued my blue up here, but of course this is the first place where I have the problem, so it's not a biggie. So now I just continued the blue because I realized that I wanted to have the blue continue like I did here, you know, and then I can go on. So I already put them out on the sides. So it'll be here on top of the blue. And it'll be on the inside of the blue. Or you could say on the outside of the blue, depending on what you feel like. It can both be inside or outside or on the sides. So next one is this one, where we are going on top of the blue. So this is kind of a second identity within this one section. Going on top of the blue, on top of the blue, going on top of the blue, on top of the blue. Yeah, and then we're touching up here. And this is where I will continue him upstairs because that just makes sense in my little head, because my little head works in mysterious ways. So you know we're going for it. Oh, on the 12th. That's the day where I think I'm going to Jutland to visit Tine. Oh, he will have surgery. Well, let's hope that the surgery will help him and make him feel better. I mean, it's gonna be a hard and really trying period for you guys because you're already having your challenges where he usually helps you, and uh, and he will be slightly incapacitated for a while with the surgery, I guess. So that's going to pose a little bit of a challenge in your daily lives. I hope you'll get some help, that some people will be able to, if you have some people close by that can help you, um, because it's going to be difficult, isn't it? It's going to be hard. I really hope so, Heather. And I hope that your husband's surgery will relieve him of his pain and make it all better. So, yeah. So he just came back, or what? And then we got this one where we will continue on top of the turquoise with the green. We'll do that here too. And we will do it up here in the middle and in this little corner, in this little corner. And this one will have the green identity. So actually the identity is spread out. Boom. I'm gonna have to go to the toilet and have a pee. I'm sorry. So we'll have the green identity in 2 minutes time. Sorry about that. But you know, guys, if I don't go when I have to, then I'll pee if I cough. We don't want that. So I'm back, and we're here on the green identity. So yeah, um, it's always good to go when you have to. And I just realized that I forgot this section in here. I'm just gonna ignore it so far and then do it when we're all done, because I kind of forgot about that section. I was so excited about the bigger section, so I forgot about the little one. But that is easy to do once we're done with this. Then we can do it in a sequence. It's just a minor dots. So this is the green identity that we're putting on this one, which is pretty cool. So we are moving along very nicely. Um, hmm, I'm having a bit of. So what is that color? Oh shit. Uh, yeah, I made a really big blue bee. And I can't fix it. Uh, Somehow the mint green is there, and I took the green. Yeah, that's a big blue bee. So you'll have to bear with me on that. Uh, but I made the blue bee before I went to the bathroom. Um, this one was supposed to be the mint green, not the green. So I did do a sequence issue. So we'll have the mint green after. This doesn't really make a lot of sense, but we'll have to do that because that's the way that I messed up. Um, and then the green goes in here, and then we'll have the mint green outside, and then the mint green will be followed by the yellow. But at least since we didn't do the sequence before, then it won't be noticeable on the finished one that I messed up because it'll just seem like it was the way it was supposed to be. But you guys and I know that it wasn't. Um, I somehow must have switched these two around when I was moving them over here. They must have like switched places. Sorry about that. Hi Anne, nice to see you back. Yeah, they must have like just switched places when I was moving them from one place to another. And that's how come I took this one first. Because that's, yeah, well, I can do nothing about it now. What's done is done. So I just messed up our sequence. Bad Maria. So well, anyways, so we're gonna go with the turquoise after the green. It does not make sense. It was supposed to be between the blue and the green. But we're just gonna roll with it. And that's what we do when we make a mistake. We roll with it, and we work with what we have because it's just way easier to do that. I mean, in some scenarios, I would be tearing the paper apart to little pieces, and then I'd be stomping on it and jumping on it, and I'd be very annoyed. But I'm trying to control myself, and as it seems to be working. Uh, one, two, three, one, two. Nah, well, you can't. I mean, once it's done, it's done. You can't really change it, and I'm pretty sure they must have rolled when I was changing them. So the sequence is not going to be my perfect little rainbow sequence because turquoise is not between the green and the blue. It's after the green, which is absolutely not what I wanted. But I think, once you continue the error, and the good part is that it's the first time the error happens, then it just becomes a part of the picture. And yeah, it will seem natural on the finished piece when people don't know the mistake. Only happy accidents, yes, only happy accidents. This was a very, very fortunate, very happy accident. And I'm so pleased. Yeah, right. I'm still slightly annoyed with myself. I should have seen it, but this one seems more green. When you look at these two colors, then that one seems green and that one seems turquoise. and yeah, I mixed them up. Yeah, I mixed them up totally. So my bad. Well, I don't think I mixed them up on purpose. I think that when I was moving them, they switched places because in my little sequence when I planned the colors, I had them in the right place. It's just annoying, really annoying. But yeah, I'm over it. Moving on. Not being bothered at all. Not being OCD or anything. And oh, it was so perfect. Everything in this coloring was perfect until this happened. But I'll look beyond it and see the beauty of the, yeah, whatever. And I'm so annoyed. It's really annoying because I was so happy that it was so perfect. But maybe that's the kind of funny things that makes the coloring a little bit more interesting, because I do know and I do realize that when people see the finished one, nobody's gonna think that I make a mistake. Um, they're not gonna think about mistake. It's gonna have to be somebody who's, yeah, maybe if my ex-boyfriend sees it, because he sees all little minor details, so he might see it, but most normal people won't really think about it as a mistake. I hope. I mean, to me, it's screaming. It's really screaming loudly in my ear. But that's because I know how it was supposed to be. Uh, that this one was supposed to be within between the green and the blue. So I'll just try to ignore that for now. Move on and be an adult who can accept that I made a tiny error. Somehow those two switched places. How rude of them. But maybe they just wanted to switch up and teach me to try to relax about the perfect sequence of colors. Yeah, I've learned my lesson, and from this day on forward, I will really, really sort them. No, I already sorted them. They just like switched places when I moved them. So yeah, now he's getting his identity as a turquoise. It's gonna go before the yellow. It's no good. It's really no good. But I can't help it. There's nothing I can do about it. So I'll just have to accept it. Maria, count to 10. Accept the fact that this is okay. Yeah, I'll try. Doesn't help to count. I have to be honest about that. It does not really help. Does not help to count. But you could see this as being a darker green. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Nobody will really. I mean, we're only gonna be six people who knows. There's five of you viewing, and then there's me. That would be six of us knowing. So do not tell the secret about the big mistake. I'll probably tell it myself, anyways. I'm like that. I like self irony. Like that you can make fun of yourself when you do something stupid. This was damn stupid because I really had it. It was totally perfect until this happened. But I mean, It's still pretty perfect, just not absolutely perfect. But then, this one will now start here, and we'll have the yellow around it. It did not make sense, but if you're seeing this as a green, then it makes sense, I guess. I think the frog did it. It's this little one. He's a meanie. The frog is a meanie. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, he's a meanie. Anyways, we're gonna move on and we're gonna forget about it. I mean, it's pretty hard to forget about because it's right there in the face. These two should have not, yeah, well, okay, accepted. So yeah, that's the kind of way that I can. I mean, if I hadn't been on the video, I would have just crumpled up the drawing, printed a new one, and started over. And I'm still a little bit slightly inclined to do that. But I won't. I'll, just continue and finish, even though that those two switched places magically. Very rude. They are rude, these ones. So yeah, they just switched places on me. So I'm doing this on top of the very dark green. On top of the turquoise, of course. Where it wasn't supposed to be, but it magically is. So maybe that's the whole idea of this drawing, is to just throw me a little bit off balance. Which is okay, It's fine, fine. I'm not bothered at all. I'm rolling with it. Roll with it. So yeah, we're moving on from this minor incident thing. So now I'm like totally thrown because I forgot something here. So I'll have to backtrack here in order to just be perfectly all right about it. So I'm just gonna backtrack and then it'll be fine. But it is showing up pretty, even though that there's this little annoying thing. Really annoying. It's not just a little annoying thing, it's a huge annoying thing. But it's just the way it is. So we got the yellow after the turquoise. So yeah. So I have adult reaction towards minor mistakes. Not being childish. I did not stomp on anything. I didn't tear it apart. I'm being very adult about it. So it was a happy accident. It was a happy accident. Why am I not feeling happy about it? The frog is the frog that did it. I know it's a frog. Frog is mean. So we're just gonna continue. I'm gonna try to say that we are just putting the yellow above the last color we used. That way I impersonalize the color. Moving on from being OCD to being petty. A bit of self-irony is always good. A healthy dose of sarcasm is better. So yeah, we'll get over it. I will be pretty anyways, even though that I literally screwed up. But we'll get a yellow identity here. Right after the turquoise, it'll fit perfectly, won't it? So yeah, don't take me too serious. I have a very sarcastic streak. Um, so don't take me too serious when I say these things because I'm not that. It's not that bad in my head. Only slightly. Only slightly. And I can live with it. I don't even have to scan it. I mean, I don't just have to live with it. I have to scan it. Yeah. So yeah. But we're moving along, and soon we will be beyond this one. We will be on some different colors, and I will forget about. I won't forget about it. I'll be eternally reminded about it. Um, I fucked up royally. Exactly. I can do it over. It's not a big problem. It's not a big problem. I can do it over. I don't hate it. I was just like, it was going so well, and I don't know. I think because I moved them from there to there, then I moved them from there to there, and somehow these two just rolled. Um, because I didn't change the sequence, they must have rolled, which happens when you move markers. And I didn't. I thought I had moved them without them rolling, but obviously I didn't, and I just trusted the order that they were in, and that sort of backfired. So it's okay. It's only you guys and me that knows that turquoise should have been in another place, but it's not really that turquoise. So you know, it's not it's not the end of the world, even though it might feel like that right now. It isn't. And we're going for the orange. Now we're moving on. The more colors we get on, the more we will forget about that. So I'm going to start with the one that's the most full and work my way back to the one we just did, you know? So on top of the yellow, now at least it sounds normal again. On top of the yellow, and we're going to have it on the inside of the yellow, here, and on top out here. So it's going to be pretty. It's pretty neat when you see it up close. When you see it up close, you can see how it's the difference between the pastels and the very bright colors. So here we go. We have orange up here, orange here, and orange here, and orange on the sides. And we need orange down here, and the orange here, and here. We do have like slight a bit way to go with that, but I like to take it like that because it will just make it a better effect all the way around if you keep it um, like that. So we're just going inside, we're just going next to the yellow. And next to the yellow. It's it's gonna be pretty, I'm sure. Even if I made a little mistake, it will be pretty. So, yeah. That's the thing, when you think it's going perfectly, then you might make a mistake like that, and then it's not going perfectly anymore. But it's up to you to keep it going, even if your head is not wrapping around it. And you just gotta, because once it's finished, it will be pretty either way. So learn from me. Do not obsess about minor mistakes, because we can, they're bound to happen. Uh, these mistakes in our lives, and instead of letting them bring us down and just make fun of ourselves, and uh, and then we'll feel better about it afterwards. Maybe, maybe, just maybe. So this one continues up here, and that's actually a nice contrast with that blue. Hmm. So we got an orange, Mr. Orange. So if these were aunties, then these will be uncles, I guess. Aunties and uncles. So the uncles have a slight more power in the color section. I think it's gonna be really neat. You can really see the distinction of the more full colors and then the pastels. I think that is already creating a funky effect um, on the whole. So I think once we finish, I think we'll have something quite special. So we're gonna have the orange here. Next will be the red. Um, and will be this little section here, and this little section here, and then we have that one. So, and now we're on with the red one. Oh, stretching time. Yeah. But I do think that it will have, ultimately it will be really lovely. Anyways, even that I had that minor blue bee. So yeah, we're on with the red one. I mean, this is developing pretty fast compared to what I thought it would. And okay, it's late here now, so it's actually getting to be very much over my sleeping time. It's already 3 a.m. 3:13 a.m. So yeah, but it's okay. I only have to go downstairs at 10 o'clock. Then move on. We could pick up the clothes after they've been to the experimentarium. They don't have to pick it up before. We could do it after. It's not like that she has to change clothes while they're at the experimentarium. We could pick it up after. You know? I mean, that would make sense. But I guess, yeah, I think that would make sense that they could come after. in the afternoon. You know, try to for once take a little bit consideration of me. Nobody, they never do. Not them, not my, no one. They never really. It's just always. I just always have to do what everybody thinks. Um, because I don't think that it would kill them to drive by here after. I mean, she doesn't need the clothes before because she already have the clothes that she brought with her. So if she gets in the extra set of clothes after they've been to the experimentarium, then she will have her clean clothes the next day. She doesn't need it while they're in that, you know. So yeah, I think I should write them an SMS about that they can come by after. Instead of having to, oh, I need to make the orange there. I forgot that one. One sec. I'm just gonna like check. I actually think, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, because when he was saying like, well, we're gonna come by at 10 o'clock because we have to be 10:30 at the experimentarium, so we are coming at 10 o'clock to pick it up. And I said, you know, I'm not gonna be awake at 10. I'm gonna be working until at least 3 a.m. or more. And then he said, yeah, but then you also have plenty of time to sleep. You can come down with the clothes and then go up and sleep again. And then I'm like, okay, I let myself get bullied again. And that's not fair. Because there is no reason why they cannot come by after at a time that fits me. You know, I mean, why do they have to drive by here before? They can drive by after. This is not on the way to the experimentarium. This is in the opposite direction of the experimentarium. So it would make more sense that they come by afterwards. And there's no need for the clothes before, anyways. So it's just a bullying thing of people who like to get up early in the morning and who think that I should get up early in the morning. It's a bully thing. Yeah. Honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm rolling it around in my head, I'm thinking, you know, that I was just letting myself get bullied again. Yes. Yeah. I don't like I don't like the fact that I let myself get bullied. But sometimes, you know, in the moment you're not thinking and you don't have the comeback at the moment. You think that it's not okay, that it's not fair. Um, but you know, the comeback and everything that the thought about what is not fair will come later. And now I can see it that why should they come by at 10? They can come by in the afternoon after they've been to the experimentarium. There's no reason uh, besides from, you know, from me having to get up and get dressed and go to the street because they're not going to come up here and get it because they don't want to move out of the car. So yeah, I think that I should send them a little nice text that it's not going to happen. They can come by after. You know, that's the least that I can sort of also control a little bit of what goes on instead of just being bullied into having to stand on the street at 10 o'clock in the morning because I know that I won't be able to sleep again. If I get up and I get dressed and I go outside, then I can't just go to sleep after. So it's only if I didn't sleep before. I'm definitely gonna sleep before because gonna sleep when we finish here, and then I would just like to be able to rest uninterrupted. So well, we're on to the next color. No, no, you're not making me stay up too late. I chose to stay up late because that was my choice today. Because I knew that for once I had an opportunity that I didn't need to get up tomorrow. So I wanted to do this coloring where it was possible that more of you could be on while I was coloring. So that was my choice. So nobody's making me stay up except for myself. Besides, I'm bad at sleeping. But, you know, I think that the way that they're expecting me to jump every time they say jump is not right. And that is what I have to change. Um, because they shouldn't expect me to do that. And I shouldn't let myself get bullied into doing something that is not fitting in my schedule when I have a weekend where it's my weekend. Then I shouldn't get bullied into getting up early when I told him clearly on the phone that my plan was to be up very late and that I would be finished very late and I would not be getting up early. So I think that it's just me not saying, like not being clear about my limits, um, and letting them bully me a little bit because I feel bad that Victoria didn't bring the right clothes or I didn't check it. He was like, but I asked you last time to supervise her when she packs. And just that sentence is like ridiculous to me. And because I never had to supervise her packing, because normally she packs perfectly. But yeah, okay, she didn't do it this time because she obviously didn't feel like bringing very much. So I think that being so pushy, that because it suits them to come by early in the morning, then that's just what I have to do. That is not right. So I think that I'm gonna write them a text that they can come by in the afternoon. Um, because they're always doing this. Um, they are really already always doing it. And the only reason I continued is because Victoria is really happy to go see them and spend weekends with them, and they do a lot of special things with her. But in my opinion, they are always pushy. Um, so it's always like about what is convenient for them. I might end up standing in the rain with Victoria waiting for them for an hour, getting soaked and getting sick from standing outside in the rain, waiting for them to come in the car and pick up. Uh, so, yeah, or they don't want to come up with her when they come to get her back because they can't leave the cat in the car. The cat is in a cage in the car, so it's not like the cat is gonna run away. Is it? If you like take 5 minutes to go up instead of handing over Victoria on the street. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking that I have to just tell them that I also have a limit, that they can't push me so much. And especially, I'm having like a weekend off. I'm supposed to be able to enjoy that I can stay up and that I can sleep in, and then I have to get up anyways. And I don't think that that's fair when it's not really necessary because they can just come by afterwards. So yeah, I don't know if this makes sense to you guys, but they're the ones who have car and the convenience. And to be honest, going here before going to the experimentarium doesn't make sense because it's the opposite direction. It makes way more sense to come here after. Um, so I'm thinking that, yeah, it's gonna be nice. It is closing in, and I think that when we see it here, you can really see how distinctive the two parts are. It's very pretty. It's gonna be a very pretty one, a special one. So I'm happy about that. And then I'll sleep nice after. Get up at 10. I mean, one of the cool thing about is being able to sleep in. Just, to stay in my bed and be alone in my bed. And it's also a nice thing when you usually, I mean, I love Victoria, but it's a bit of, it's a trial to sleep with a kid who moves around constantly. So it's a kind of a nice thing when I get a day where she doesn't sleep in my bed. It's kind of nice. Um, and I kind of enjoy it. I enjoy my alone time. It's like today Joseph was saying, "Oh, you're gonna miss her so horribly. She's gone for the whole weekend." And I'm like, it's the same. My dad always says, "Oh, you're gonna miss her." No, I don't miss her. I know that she's having a great time. I know that they are doing wonderful things with her. They're going to see things. They're doing stuff that I can't afford to do. So I know that she's having a great time and she's having a great experience. And they are spending all their energy on her because they planned it. I mean, it was in the calendar. So, I mean, I don't miss her like that. Yeah, of course I miss her when she's not around, but I'm happy that I know that she's having a great time. And there's a difference between that. Uh, I would never say to Victoria, "Oh, I miss you when you're not here," because then she would feel guilty about not being here, like that she had to please me some way. I think it's very wrong when people say like that, because I used to, when I was a kid, I was never allowed to have a sleepover. I was never allowed to go to a friend and sleep there because my mom, she needed company and I was her company. So I could never go and have a sleepover or visit anyone because then my mom would be jealous and angry, and she would feel lonely. and deserted and whatever, because that was just her nature. So, I mean, no, I don't miss Victoria when I know that she's having a good time, but I would never let her go anywhere where she wasn't having a good time. I mean, she's the one who makes the decisions if she wants to go. There was a time where she said, "No, I don't want to go. Don't feel like visiting them." And then I said, "Well, she doesn't want to go," and that's it. Boom. Um, but she was saying like just 2 days before they called, she was saying, "Oh, it's been a long time since I visited and had fun with the cats," and because they bought two cats with her. So I know that she's having a great time when she's there, and I'm happy that she's having a great time. And I think that that's also very, very important for a parent to be able to be happy. Even if you're not with your kid, be happy for the fact that they're having a great time. Um, I think that's important instead of thinking what you're missing. And that's kind of the thought uh, that my mom had. She was like, no, no, because I need company. Maria can't go and visit her friends, and you know, and that's the wrong attitude to bring to the table. Really, I think so. Um, so yeah, we're on to the blue. So yeah, yeah. When I think about it like that, it's like I don't understand why people will say you're gonna miss her. No, I don't miss her. I enjoy my time for me, and I enjoy the fact that she's having a great time. So I don't see that there's anything wrong in either. So now it's just little tiny spots that we're filling out here. So these ones are filling up really nicely. So yeah, I don't miss her per se when she's gone. I'm happy that she's having a good time. Uh, I'm hoping that she's having a good time, but if she doesn't have a good time, then she doesn't want to go. I know her. She's very uh, decisive. I mean, if she says no, I don't feel like going, then it's no, she's not going. And I've done that several times where she was like, no, I don't really, this weekend I don't feel like it. I'd rather stay with you. Then I said to them, no, she can't. She doesn't want her to. And that's why now they just ask, does she want to come? And then I ask her, and then she answers, and then that's what it goes by. Because nobody should do something that they don't want to. So I know that she's happy to go there and to spend time with them. And they're happy to have her. So it's a win-win always around because they can't have children. My cousin is older than me, and she can't have. No, it's not her. It's her husband that can't. But it doesn't really matter. Either ways, they tried and they didn't succeed. And I said, well, maybe sometimes you can borrow Victoria, and then we make a deal that if something happened to me, they take care of her. And I think that's good. And Victoria is blessed because she's got an extra set of adults who love her and treat her like family, like she's, you know, part of their family also. And in that case, I also know if something happens to me, she's got them and she knows them very well. So it won't be weird. She'll probably have to wear a lot of blue clothes She seems to already like color blue a lot. They're very conservative. They're very different than me. But that's also nice to know some people who have a total different view of things and do things in a different way. And they're very career oriented and money oriented in some way. But it doesn't mean that they are not, as happy to be with her as I am. It just means that they have different priorities than I have, maybe. And they actually maybe have, they work and then they have time off. I work always. I never really stop. So in that respect, I think, she's getting full attention from them when she's with them. This is kind of funny because this one is not as sharp as the other ones. Did you notice that on your printouts? Uh, that's kind of funny. Anyways, that's kind of my take on those things. So now we got this one here. And that one I will continue up here because it just makes sense for me to do that. It goes up here. So we're just gonna take it all the way around. And we got that little blob here, little blob there, little blob there, and a little blob there. I'm quite happy with how this is turning out. I think it's gonna be very pretty. So yeah. Very pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. There's a lot of little blobs. Tiny little blobs. And they must be even tinier for you guys if you printed it in US letter size. I do draw it in that size. So I know that it's possible. It's not like I'm putting you on an impossible mission. But I always like to print it on a bigger size because it's just that easier. Also because I can't get close like I would get close if I was coloring without the camera. I would have my head in the drawing and you would only see my hair. I can't do that when I'm taping it or taping it, when I'm streaming. I can't get my head inside of the drawing because, then I would be in the way of the camera. So that's one of the ways where it works well, that it's bigger. And if it was smaller, I would have to bring the camera down and get closer. So I forgot those here. So it's the last one I forgot. So that's cool. We got that. Those down there. Okay, here I have to backtrack. You can see that. So I have to make one in between. And here we go here. I've got that one. Just gonna make it now. Cool. Moving on. This is the starting point. We already have. Why? Oh yeah, it's the last place where I'm gonna put it. Oh my god. Yeah. So that's it's because I'm starting at the big one and ending up at the small one. So yeah, it's moving on, getting very close. I'm having a lot of patience. It's a good thing that this one is not going to cut off after 4 hours, because I think I already was on for quite a long time. So I'm like confusing myself right now of where I am. Okay, yeah, this is where I am. So I'm actually okay all the way around. So this is where we start with this one, and this is where we end. So I got it all going on, and we got this one. Yeah, this is cool. I got it. I got it. I got it. So yeah. So we're gonna have that one down there, inside, and then just this up here. We are very close. So that's good. At least we are close. With this one also, I mean, this is not an easy one, and I did do it very, very slow at the beginning, just to make sure that I explained well how the sequence and how the order was. So I hope that it made more sense than the other ones, the one I did yesterday. But this one sort of um, worked for you guys in order to understand the spiral thingy. Um, I did do it very slowly in the beginning. Now I'm doing it faster because I'm calculating that I don't need to tell it anymore. That you have got the drift of how it works. So yeah. And this is where we end up. And then we're going for the next color. So go down here and here and here. This is funny because I forgot about these upper sections here. It's funny that I keep forgetting about them. It's just because they've been closed off on so many. So I just keep forgetting about those. But now we got them. Yeah, we got this one here and here. So we're on to next color, where we're going to start here. So now we're going to soon be closing off sections, and then it will be going a lot faster. So yeah. And I think maybe just before I go to sleep, I'll just send an SMS so that they have it when they wake up. That it's better that they come after the experimentarium. So we have this one down here. Continue up there. That's a little blob of yellow that will light up just in there. So it's gonna be very pretty. But I do think, this is probably gonna be the last double spiral I do. No, it definitely won't be the last double spiral. But I think that some of the spirals is better if I keep it in the same color as to not get confused. Um, and it also, I think the effect of the double might be, I don't know, I don't really find it confusing myself. I actually find it pretty, but I'm not quite sure if others find it as interesting as I do with the double spiral. You'll have to give me your take on it because it is quite a challenge to do a double spiral going each their way. Um, but I just really like the effect of it and the result. But doesn't mean this one I better. Yeah. There it is. So that's pretty good. Then we got it. And then we have the first one that's going to be finished off. It's going to finish off. It's not going to be finished here. It's going to be finished up there. Still needs two more here in order to finish the very small sections. Very tiny little ones. But good ones. And you just go here, 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 here. And top of the yellow up there. And then here you go on top of the yellow. And little blob down there. Little blob down there. And then on top of the yellow. Little blob down there. Oops. There. And yeah, we'll just turn it because now I need to turn it. So we're going on top of the yellow here. Top of the yellow here. And here. Here. Inside there. So that's closed off. And then we actually got that. We're going on to the next section with the red. So it's going very well and it's getting close to the finish line. It's also taking its time, but it's the way it works. So here, we're actually only missing one color after this. So we're just going on top of the orange. And we have that little spike up here. And then top of the orange. And these little two here. And Victoria is going actually on Sunday. It's going to a birthday party for her friend who's going to be 9. And they're going to something that is called X Jump. That is in some suburban place. That is actually take me a long time to get there. But my cousin and her husband are going to drive her there on Sunday because they're supposed to come back with her on Sunday. And then she's going to be in the birthday party. And then the dad and the birthday girl, they live close to me. We will bring her back when they go back from the party. So that's quite perfect. Very perfect. So I think she's going to have a good time there. This X Jump is a very expensive per person. So it's definitely not a thing that we would normally do. See, did I get everything? I did. And we're on to the pink. So we're closing in here. This one is now officially closed. And This one's getting closer. Close but no cigar. I mean, they will close in little sections, so we're closing this out here. Closing this one. This is good. Got these little two here. So now we're just like in the little tips, in the little tiny details. And this is taking no time because it's just like a little blob each time. This one we have to continue. We're going to go up here and here and here. I think I'm going to sleep very well because I was up at 6:30, so I have been up for a long time. I was up at 6:30 and it's 3:50 now. So that means like in 10, yeah, soon I will have been up for 24 hours. But I won't make it to there, you know, I'll sleep before I reach 24 hours of being awake. This one was already finished, that section. So now we're going to finish this one. And that's the way it will go all the way around. Finishing them off one by one with a little bit of patience. And they're actually working out pretty neatly, I think. Quite happy, even that I had that little blue bee with the turquoise and the green switching places. I'm still a happy camper, so it's not too bad. I am slightly OCD about the colors and where they're placed and all that, but I think, you know, in the big picture, it's pretty good. And then you can also see that I make mistakes too. Everybody makes mistakes. And if we call them happy accidents, then they're not really mistakes anymore. It's just to go with it, you know. I could have been unlucky and that it didn't fit in the flow, but it did fit in the flow, so it's nothing really to worry about. So yeah, got this going. Got that one there. A little blip, blip, and a blip, and two more little blips here. That yellow also looks really good next to this this one. So we're done because this section is done. This section is done. Now all we gotta do is move on to this one, where this will finish it off. There we go. And then we got this here. Now it's just little tiny ones that we're missing. It's not big. There's nothing big that we're missing now. It's just little bloopy doopies. So pretty cool. And I do think that we have a very nice example of what can be done with two different rainbow sets. I mean, we are in the same brand name. And I think that this shows very well how far we can take something like that. And I think that we have managed to do something pretty nice. So now we got quite a lot. We got 1, 2, 3 finished. So we have to go down to number 4 and finish him. So we are getting close. And here, every time we are going in, I actually kind of like the effect here. If you can see it, that's pretty cool. And then we got that little tip up here. And here. Here. I feel like no, I didn't. It's just me. And then we got it here. And here. And we got it here. And here. And we got it here. So, and then it's on to the next color. And then you can see we have to go all the way here in order to actually even get to the next one, because we already finished a lot of sections. So that is a good advancement of the, it's advancing, it's building, I don't know, it's looking good. We have to get this one in here. It's just a little tip. And we got this one. And we already have, did we have those? Yeah. I think we have to get this one in here. That, and then this one in here. Then we got it. So, why is there something wrong? Do we have the blue? Yeah, that's because we're missing this one. Shit. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did one too many. Here. I should do that one, but I shouldn't have done that one. Okay. That's another one. Mistake. My God, I'm making so many mistakes. That's horrible. So actually we're already over here with the yellow. So it has to go here. It has to go here. That's that. And this is where it would have had to be here, where I made a mistake. So now it's on to the next one. This is pretty annoying, isn't it? But I can't do nothing about it now. So now you know another bluebee. I got carried away. And then we got, that was the one that was supposed to be yellow, but wasn't. Because I continued the same turquoise one or green one, because it gets thrown off by the green one. So yeah, there's 2 mistakes on this one. So this one will not be eligible for voting for the front, because I got 2 mistakes on it. But it does look pretty good, even though that there's 2 mistakes. And when you see it up close, you can really see the difference in the 2 different color lines that there are. So altogether, even though that there was a few bluebies, a couple of bluebies, I think it's a very pretty one. And that kind of concludes our session today. And the frog will jump in. The frog will be a frog. And he will just say, thank you for this evening. I'm the froggy frog. It's my fault that there was a couple of bluebies. So anyways, thank you for staying with me and bearing over with my bluebies. I don't know how they happened. But anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So I am heading off to Sleepy Will, and you guys sleep well when you get there. And bye bye. Bye. I will get some sleep now. You can be sure of that. And you too, sleep well, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.